Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
Hello, family! It's been a while that season 3 finale released and left all audiences and fans concerned by a huge amount of questions and wonder. There were too many reviews and critics on how the show ended, and each one of them had a different point of view on the ending situation. And some of them were creatives, of course. This is Ellen the Marvelous, the movie Gangstar, and I did some reviews myself on the season finale, still I'm not satisfied with. And after 3 months deep diving and studying and some new discoveries, I am going to introduce you to these new discoveries I think are key factors for the story narration in season 4. And in this review breakdown, I'm not only focused on season 3 finale, but will show you some strong proofs from different seasons and episodes. Now, before we begin, please like the video and subscribe to my channel to support my newborn channel, and share my videos through your friends and communities to discuss. As you subscribe, don't forget to push the notification bell to be informed of all of my reviews, videos and breakdowns as I uploaded them. As this discussion got long, I have to break it into several parts to avoid long videos. You can watch them all in order to find all conclusions about secrets and hidden meanings through from TV show. And I'm sure after watching all these parts, you will be satisfied on all answers you got from these reviews. Okay, let's begin. In one of my last reviews, which was all about the bottle tree, the boy invite and Ankui children, and how they make connections to people's mind, I made that video exactly after season 3 episode 5 release and discussed on all possible facts on bottle tree and how it works, to discuss on Dale's ending up in the pool. And now I want to refer you to that video and discuss on my new discoveries which seem to be more logical in the story narration. In that review, I mentioned on the boy invite from his very first appearance on the show and discussed on all Farmland citizens whom could see him, could hear him, and after all, talk to him. As I mentioned on Sarah, Victor, Ethan, and Tabitha who could see the boy invite in disguise. Ethan only could see him. Sarah only could see him and hear him through a mind connection even without the boy invite's lips are synced. And here there is only Victor and Tabitha are the only ones who could talk to him in person. Also from Victor's fractional memories, we know that Christopher also could see the boy invite and talk to him too. They all saw the boy invite in the same clothes and always in the same age. The boy invite, we all know him in this name, and the color white is very significant about him, and it refers to his white clean clothes and style. As he enters the show from the second episode, waving his hand for Ethan, smiling at him, we know him as a happy, smiling boy who always wants to play. He's friendly. In season 1, episode 4, as the story narration leads us through some revelation on Victor's childhood background, to the point where the disaster begins, we see young Victor comes out of the root cellar as the doors open. And because of the darkness inside of the root cellar, he could hardly open his eyes as light shed onto his face. Like when the little cat comes out of the box, and the very first scene appears in front of his eyes in the image of a green yard and bloody, shattered human body parts spreading around. In fact, the episode begins with an opening zoom shot to the root cellar's doors opening, and Victor's shoes in the background as the zooming point of the shot is on Victor's lunchbox, as we could see a retro design of a disco on it, and the shot pauses on this setup for a moment. In the next shot, we see young Victor at the center of the shot through a Dutch angle shot as he looks like a caveman outside the cave seeing the daylight for the first time. And as he leaves the shot and turns around, he faces with the disaster he knows is caused by himself through an eyes wide shot. Next time, Victor sees a dog and the boy in white, who we find in season 3, knows him before and has no trust on him, but he calls him his friend. How type of a friend the boy in white could be to Victor when there is no trust between them? He is following the boy in white and the dog. The boy in white sits on the merry-go-round happily, moving his hands for Victor, inviting him to join him and play. Based on everything Victor said and we found through his revelations on Christopher and the boy in white in season 3 to Tabitha and Sarah, and as we found that young Victor overheard the conversation between Christopher and the boy in white at the church basement about killing a boy, who I discussed on my other review as is referring to Victor, and Christopher was asked by the boy in white to kill Victor. But who is the boy in white in real? And why Victor described him as the dummy doll at the first place when he was remembering about Christopher at the basement. The story of From TV show begins with Victor and his drawings, and we see him as he meets the boy in white and the dog into the forest. He goes back to his drawings to find all symbols through them and finds the next event. White color is always about being clean, innocent, and symbol of clearance and purity. And a boy in white, a playful, innocent child who is never aged as Peter Pan. The boy in white has no names and we only know him by his clothes color. And he doesn't have any identities. We just know he knows too much. Now Victor, in adult age, still has that old childhood lunchbox in his hand, still looks at that merry-go-round in the same view he was looking at before. As it seems, the boy in white is still inviting him to celebrate his victory in cost of such a huge massacre and disaster. Now lonely Victor has this dreamy boy in white, only smiles on him, only invites him to play with. Now this is only him and him. Is him or him? In season 2 finale, episode 10, we see Tabitha has decided to go to the lighthouse as Victor's mother's Miranda to save those children and free the rest of people from this stuck farmland. We see her as she climbs up the lighthouse stairs, still hears Ankui children calling her up to the top. And at the same time, we saw Jay deep into the underground tunnels, meets all 7 Ankui children lying on stones in order as a ritual, surrounding him in a circle, gazing up towards the tree roots as the famous symbol Jade has obsession with. And in the meantime, they disappear into the thin air from sight. As a mirage, maybe as a nightmare. And as Tabitha arrived to the top of the lighthouse, she could hear them, but has no vision of them in reality. And it was just their voice coming to her ears as an illusion. As she arrives to the top of the lighthouse, instead of those Ankui children, she meets the boy in white and has an incomplete chatter with him as he apologetically and politely pushes her down through the window at the lighthouse. And as Tabitha opens her eyes, she sees herself out of farmland, lying on a bed in a hospital in Maine, Camden, a place where Victor has came from. And later, as she runs from the hospital, she sees the boy in white in the town between crowd, and following him causes her to end up in the church confessing to a preacher she never knew. And after all, as she opens the lunchbox, sees Victor's address inside and goes and visits Henry, Victor's father. And by causing an accidental accident in a Jim Possible mood, brings him to farmland with her for more revelations on Victor's story. Victor didn't tell her even the full story, and never mentioned her about what he was overheard at the church basement between Christopher and the boy in white. It was the missing piece of the puzzle of the story. And Tabitha needed to go to the main Camden to bring his father with, to make Victor reminds of his past memories, past falsehood and childlike mischievous deceit, which caused all those disasters in that little motel town at the first place. And now, after Henry has arrived from land, as Victor meets him, causes him a huge projection, made him to face with his own fears and shadows for the first time, and confesses to Tabitha about his past report to his mother about what he was heard at the basement from Christopher and caused all those problems at the first place. And now, exactly after Henry's arrival from land, when Victor meets the boy in white by the bottle tree, the boy in white has aged and changed, as we see through their conversation that the boy in white believes Victor has changed too, and it's all due to the awakening happened to Victor when he meets his father again after all these years. Okay folks, let us keep discussing on the matter in another video. You can watch the other part in order to follow final conclusion. Please press the like button if you enjoyed this review, subscribe to my channel for more reviews and breakdowns on movies and TV shows, and don't forget to push the notification bell to be informed of all of my videos, reviews and breakdowns as I uploaded them. And please share the video through your friends and communities and support my channel, which means a lot to me. This is Ellen the Marvelous, the movie gangster, and I see you in my next review. See ya in the next part. For now, love and light in peace.